Are you ready for a Oh, taste and see, there's a word for you and me.
Serving the uncompromising truth makes us truly free.
Open your heart, your mind, your soul, he'll make you whole.
Preaching with power.
It's the relevant leadership strategist.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is R. Christopher Brown here. Are you ready for some brown gravy? Hopefully you are. I am grateful to have all of you here watching. Here's what I need you to do. If you know any high school child, any high school student, any high school kid, tag them, share this video with them, tell them to hurry up and get on this particular live. I have a treat for all high schoolers today. I've been able to pastor some brilliant young people at the Sword of Truth. We call it hashtag SOT Breed. Man, it's just something about these young folk that we had yesterday. We talked with some of our college babies. Today, I get a chance to talk with some of my high school babies. Now I call them my babies. They're a little older now. I mean, they're teenagers. They may not necessarily like for me to call them my babies. They are what they are. They can. I don't know what they're gonna do about it. I can't change at this point. It is what it is. And so then they're all mine. Now, of course, they got parents. Well, one of them, I am the parent, but they got parents as well. And no matter about their parents, I'm still one of their parents as well. I absolutely love them. Each one of them come from different places and different backgrounds. But the one thing that I think they all have in common is a love for Jesus. And I want to just already say early on in this conversation that loving Jesus is not corny. I mean, they're still young. They still, have their young stuff that they do, but they love God at the end of the day. So do me a favor, share the video, and invite a high school kid in. Man, invite some of their parents if they're able to hop on. Some of those other high school kids' parents, let them hop on as well, because maybe they'll get a chance to have an inside view of what goes on in the minds of some of these high schoolers. Now, I know that the weather is a bit funny, so, we might have a little lag here or there, might have a little bit of, internet, whatever. Just stick around. I promise you it'll be worth you sticking around. And how about speak to them, you all that are logging in, speak to these babies as we begin to bring them up. And so I'm going to introduce, well, at least bring them on the screen. I'm going to let them introduce themselves once I get them all on. So one of our babies is my actual baby. That is Zion Brown. She is going to be one of our speakers. Hey, baby.
Hey.
Hey now. Another one is going to be my dude, man. This guy, and he's a monster on the football field, but I'll let him tell you that. It's DJ. Hey, DJ.
What's up?
What's up? just way too cool. And the last one that we're going to have today is what we call our heaven on earth. Heaven is here, and so we are grateful to have Heaven. Hey, girl. So these are the three that I'm going to have the privilege of interviewing, and then at the end of the interview, they're going to get a chance to ask me anything. Now, I'm almost scared of that because I don't know what they're going to ask, but we'll just see how it goes. So here's what we're going to do. I want each of you to introduce yourself. And you speak to the people. Some of them are speaking to you all. We got right there. They're speaking right there. And Shira.
Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Yeah, they're speaking to DJ right there.
Who's that?
That was Deacon Seeger. You can chat.
Hey, Sabrina.
Oh, hello.
And Chatter, Heaven, your mama said, "Hey, boo." So I'm figuring that's you, right? Hey, DJ. Oh man, they're just popping on in. Speaking to y'all, y'all must be popping.
Sabrina.
Yeah. It's like coming in so quick I can't get it all in. So here there's your mama, but she's speaking to all y'all collectively.
Hello, girl.
The
Hello.
the first lady. All right. So I'm going to mute you and then give you, well, you mute yourselves, and each one of you unmute and then kind of talk to us about who you are, your parents, what school you go to, um, your, your year, freshman, rising sophomore, any extracurricular activities that you do, and yeah, leave it at that. So who should we start with? Let's go with Heaven. She was the last one I brought on. Let her be the first one to speak. Let's go that way.
Well, I'm Heaven Blakely. I go to South Carolina Connections Academy. I'm homeschooled. Yeah, don't do any outside for extracurricular activities.
Yeah, you do, but I'm gonna save it for later. I'm gonna save it for later. All right, and make sure you get close enough to your mic so we can hear you. All right. Who do I bring on next? I think it was Dex that I brought on next. So Dex, on you.
Hello, my name is DJ McCray, aka Dex. I'm a rising junior. My parents are Dexter and Tawana McCray. I play football, as you know. I play middle linebacker. And yeah, as an extracurriculum, I play the drums. Well, practicing on the drums. That's about it.
Oh, you play them, son. You don't practice. You can play them. I can't wait until you just go ahead and sit up there and do the thing. All right. So that's Dexter. DJ, aka Dex. I didn't know that. I know it now. And lastly, the Reverend Doctor, Ms. Zion.
Hi, guys. My name is Zion Brown, and I go to the best high school, Marlboro County High. And my parents are Robert and Trina Brown. And I'm a cheerleader, and I dance at church, and I'm also a singer.
All right. All righty then. So I'm going to unmute all of you. I'm going to unmute all of you. Okay. Couldn't unmute you, Heaven. You got to unmute yourself. So here's the first thing I want to ask. I got my questions up here. I'm sorry. I got to look at them and then come back and talk to you. Yes. So this pandemic kind of just, it just happened. It just, bam. One day you're at school, prepping for whatever you're going to prep for. And then the next couple of days, they say no more school, stay home. Then at one point, maybe a week or so. And then after that, it became just forever. Talk to me about the struggle that you had with having to just end up not going to school and, how you kind of work through that. And we can just start with whoever.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Well, at first it was like kind of a drastic change because, like everybody used to waking up on time, getting up for school, brushing your teeth, washing your face, like getting ready to go to school. But then like all of a sudden you see a text where like, oh, all schools canceled. And you're like, that's weird. How are we going to like learn this stuff? Or are we going to get extra days? Or are we going to have to do year-round school? But the good thing about it is when I got the email saying that we're going to do school from online, I was like, oh, wow, that's better. I don't got to get up and do all that stuff. I can just like do my classes online. And I feel like that was like a pro from this, but also a con was like, not being able to work out, not being able to go spend time with friends because, training and stuff. It was just like a big drastic change, basically.
I bet. All right, ladies, hop on in.
You want me to go?
Sure.
Okay. Well, it was kind of weird because I was already doing online classes with NETC, so it wasn't really a problem at first. So like whenever they saying we're gonna have online classes, I was like, well, okay, but now I'm having my high school classes online, and it's kind of hard because with me, I have to like see your face and hear you talking for me to understand what's going on. So it was just like okay, I'ma really need to focus in on what I'm doing because this is gonna be hard. So it was kind of hard, and plus I wasn't able to see my friends, so it was kind of whatever. And cheering, no cheer tryouts, so that kind of broke my heart. But
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, so you didn't get a chance to try out. So DJ said his angst was not being able to work out. Yours was not being able to try out for cheerleading. Yeah, I bet.
Mm.
All right, Heaven, hop on it.
Well, when the pandemic started, I was already homeschooled. The only thing that had really changed for us was field trips got canceled, college tours got canceled, and we not able to talk to our teachers every day like how we used to before this pandemic. And yeah, that's all that really changed for me. Can't talk to my teachers when I want to.
Mm. So now you were all going to school, so that meant you got a break from your parents, at least 8 hours. And if you had offices, maybe 10, 10 or so hours. So a minimum of about 10 hours you were away, or 8 hours you were away from your parents. You go from that to 24/7. How did that, and you better, now you know your parents no, I want you to be honest, because you got to help some of these high school kids who may be feeling some of the same things you're feeling. What kind of went through your head? I mean, maybe the first couple of days was kind of cool. Just talk to me about that whole mental change.
Well, at first it's kind of like cool and all, but then you're like, you kind of start to get, tired of being in the house all the time. But a good thing about it is like, family bonding. Like it brings like family closer together. Like having dinners, like playing games and stuff, joking around, laughing. It brings you like a family closer together, like for more quality time. But at the same time, everybody's an individual person and everybody has an individual life. So it kind of like interferes, and it's kind of weird at first, but at the same time, it's still a good thing if you think about it.
Okay, come on, ladies.
Well, when it first started out, I was all right with it because me and my family never like, because of my dad's schedule, we never like, always together and having family bonding time like DJ said. So it was kind of cool, but like when they just increased the quarantine, I was like, whew, all right. So especially with younger siblings, oh my God. So it's just like I would never complain about going to school again because that was my 8 to 10 hour break. Okay. So but I'm kind of glad that we're kind of bonding. Nice.
Heaven. Oh no, you're not frozen. Go ahead, Heaven. Oh, I think she might be frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Ooh.
is getting frozen.
Oh.
So she'll hop back in. So you mentioned siblings, right? You said that
Oh, geez.
you have an issue with be,
Woo!
be freezy, let it out. That's what Bishop O said. So
Listen.
now, DJ, you're the baby. DJ is the baby. Now you, Zion, you're the oldest. So how does that work? From the baby's perspective, and then from the oldest perspective, kind of being locked in with just your sibling.
Well, as being a baby, it's kind of not fair because the older one, they get to like go out more because they're older and grown and stuff. So like if I ask my mom, like when it first started, like, hey mom, can I go here? Oh no, you're not going. You're staying out with me. Because I'm a mama's boy. My mom ain't letting that happen. But I was like, if my sister asked, I'd be like, wow, so my sister get to go, but I can't go nowhere. So like it's like kind of like older, younger type thing, basically.
Wow. All right, Ms. Zion. You got somebody who got some competition with you.
Girl,
So being the oldest, how do you feel?
I mean, it's a 50-50 thing. Like sometimes it's fair and sometimes it's not fair. Like what DJ said, us older kids we can go out. Which y'all younger kids can just stay inside. But at the same time, y'all younger siblings, y'all get whatever y'all want, and y'all know that. Cause CJ be like, "Mommy, can we go somewhere?" And she's like, "Yeah." And as soon as I say something, no, we ain't going over there. It's like, do I need to be a boy to ask you, can we go somewhere? Like, or do I need to be younger? Cause it's just y'all are spoiled. Younger siblings are very spoiled.
Uh-oh.
So yes.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
So,
No, period. Period.
Mm.
It's a fact.
so Heaven, you're an older sibling too. So how is that working for you?
Zach is like more the homebody, so I don't gotta worry about him asking to go nowhere.
Oh,
So
we can't hear her.
I can hear her. Go ahead.
I can yeah.
Like I said, Zach is more like the homebody, so I don't too much worry about getting a no, mama. Nobody about to come for him. Like I don't gotta worry about getting like a no. You know what I'm saying? I'm more the spoiled one, you can say, because he don't ask. He don't really ask nothing. Me, I ask for stuff.
Wow. So let's start digging in. You ready? Let's dig in. I'm ready to dig into a question. When you got to high school, or I think Heaven, you said you're a freshman, Zion is a sophomore, and DJ is a rising junior. Zion is a rising junior. Heaven,
Yeah.
you're a rising sophomore. Okay, so being saved and then hitting high school. Now, middle school, you were a little more sheltered, so it wasn't a whole lot going on. You hit high school, that sheltering kind of changes, and you now are thrust into a whole nother group of people. And so you all are coming from saved backgrounds, and here you are in this cornucopia of people, a whole lot of people. What's the difficulty in being saved and in high school?
That's a great question. Well, it's like when you get to high school, like it's different. Like it's a lot of people, and like it's a lot of people looking at you. Like whether you nobody know you, at the end of the day, like it's always somebody that's gonna be looking at you. And like I feel like you have to act a certain way to fit in, but because like that in high school people get bullied a lot. So like if you try to stand out or something like that, oh, people gonna start talking about you. Or like if you're not fitting in, somebody gonna talk about you. It's just basically the perspective of like fitting in. And like sometimes you don't want to fit in, but at the same time you don't want to like be like left out, or like the kid that's always getting talked about, or the kid that's lame, or just like that. It's just basically peer pressure is a big thing in high school for kids that's like just going into high school.
That's real. Y'all hop in.
Well, coming from a freshman perspective, it's your first year of high school, so like you really pressured to do certain things, but as long as you, how can I say it? You gonna feel pressured, but don't let the pressure get to you to where it influences you to do the bad things, as you can say. And yeah, sometimes you want to fit in, and it's not always good to fit in with certain crowds. And that's it, come from a freshman perspective.
Well, my thing was when I first got to high school, I was terrified because you have all of these counties coming under one roof, and it was just like, wait a minute. So, because my high school, it was kind of sheltered, really. It was kind of a private middle school, so it was like I know everybody, and so now in high school, it's like it's a whole different ball game. So with the fitting in thing, I would say from not even a rising junior perspective, but a PK perspective, which is a preacher's kid perspective, it's kind of hard because like you'll have a group of people talking about something that's just like, oh, you're not gonna say nothing about this because you know Zion goes to church and something like that. So like whenever I was a freshman, I felt some type of way because like, why can't y'all tell me? It ain't like I'm gonna condemn you to hell. It's just I'm 14, 13 like you. So it's just like let me in on the conversation. But now that I'm, you know, getting older, it's like I really don't care because I wasn't born to fit in. Like I was born to stand out and be an example for other children, even people older than me. Because I know that people look at me not because of my parents, you know, parents, but it's just because of me and who I am. So it's like I have to be an example for people that don't know that, you know, I'm there to even be an example for them because it's like I'm just there.
Wow. Wow. So yeah, wow. Bless your heart. I mean, you all are killing. I absolutely love it. So let's talk about that peer pressure. And I want you to kind of think about a time where you were pressured and how that felt and what you did to kind of process your way out of that. You know, a peer pressured moment when you were really pressured to try to fit in, but you you got out of it. But I want you to think about, you know, tell us rather what you were thinking about to kind of help you get out of that, because you know you all are not the only ones that have ever been peer pressured. And yes, you all kind of have that saved tag, you know, attached to you. They better all know y'all say, well, I'm sorry, I'm the interviewer, I'm not pastor right now, I'm the interviewer. So you all have that. What did you think? I mean, how did you think your way out of that? What did you say? And did you fail? Or you know, and if you failed, what did you do to get back up?
Well, for me, I think like all my guys that's like known can relate to this being a class clown. Like, you know, there's always that one kid that's always like real funny in class, or there's always that one kid that like do anything. So like, you know, one day I was in class and you know, we just chilling, and then somebody was like, "Hey DJ, the teacher got a bat turn, throw a piece of paper." And I was like, at first I was like everybody was looking at me, so I was like, I can't say no. So you know, I was like, all right, whatever, I'll do it. And then I threw the paper, and then I was like, my heart dropped. I was like, why did I just do that? Why did I just do that? And I knew if I would have said no, everybody would have been like, oh my God, he's lame. Oh my God, he's boring. You know what? Forget him, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
And then like after I got in trouble for it, of course, and I was just like, why did you do that? Like, why did you do that? And then I don't know, it was just like you don't want to disappoint people, but at the same time, it's hurting you because people can start taking advantage of that, and people can start like trying to get you to do like real crazy stuff that can get you into some real trouble. But you know, like I was young, and as you get older, you start to see things differently, and like you get older, you don't really care about people's opinion. You gotta know like your self-worth, basically. You know, like if somebody tell you do something bad and you know it's not good, don't do it just to keep friends, because then that means that if they want to see you do bad, then that means they're not your real friends anyway. And I had to learn that the hard way. So basically what I'm saying is don't let somebody peer pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do.
Awesome.
Well, this comes from like skipping class or whatever. It was like an off day at school, like picture or something. Our schedule was off, and people were like skipping class. And me, I was gonna go, you know, but I don't try to please people. Yeah, I was a freshman, but I was like the middle, towards the middle of the school year, and my thing was I'm not about to sit here and try to please somebody, but they not gonna get the consequences that I get if my mama find out that I skipped school. So I don't try to sit here and
Right.
like, yeah, thank you. Oh, hey, mama. So I don't try to sit here and like please other people. When I said no, they was like, why? I was like, y'all don't know my mama, y'all know my family. I just kept thinking about my mama. Like, she scares me. You know,
Listen,
so like, yeah, just you gotta think before you do when you at school. Yeah, that's about it. Just don't let the pressure get to you to where people are like making you do certain things that you don't want to do, and yeah.
This is so good.
okay, I'm sorry. What was your question again? Because y'all were going in and out.
So we're talking about a moment where you were peer pressured. What did you think while it was happening? Uh, did you get out of it, or did you actually do it? And then what did you do if you did it afterwards? You know, kind of how you felt, that mental piece.
Well, I've never been really pressured into doing anything because like I've always had a problem with identity, like because of who my parents are, because of who I am. It's just like, would I want to fit in with the other people, or do I do stuff to please God? So it's just like it was a battle for me, and what I wanted to do, but seeing people like skip class or talk back to a teacher, or just do stupid stuff like go smoke outside or something like that. It was kind of like, do I say something to please you, but okay, how do I want to say this? Do I do something to please people and have God turn away from me, or do I do something to please God and have people turn away from me? So it's just like it was a constant battle between my spirituality and my flesh. So it was like, do I please my flesh or do I please my spirit man? So it's just like it was a really constant battle. So me growing up, I'm starting to realize that people really don't matter. People are going to be people. People are going to pressure you to do anything. So it was just, I had to really focus in on myself and was like, you have to do this for yourself, and you actually have a bright future ahead of you. Those people aren't gonna go anywhere. You have a bright future in front of you, so you have to focus on that in the long run instead of pleasing yourself now. So yeah.
Wow, that like Kiana just said, that part. Um, let me say something real quick to
That
all of
part.
you. Yeah, that part. But I'll say this because of something you just mentioned, Zion. See, God never turns Himself away from us, whether we do what's pleasing him to Him or not. He'll never turn away. The person that does the turning is the one who does the thing wrong or against Him. He always keeps His face towards us. But when we do something that's not pleasing to Him, we usually turn our face away from Him, feeling as if He's turned His face away from us. But the Bible says, the Scripture tells us that He never leaves us, nor does He ever forsake us. That means whether we're doing stuff good or whether we're doing stuff bad, He never leaves, He never forsakes. He stands like right there. And so it's the person that turns, and the scripture that the word repent really just means turn. So it's turning ourselves back to His face, saying, "Listen, we messed up, we jacked that up, and forgive us." So all three of you kind of mentioned it. Zion kind of hit it a little stronger than others. Identity. How important is it to kind of know who you are in this moment?
Can you like kind of rephrase that?
Okay, so when I went to high school, I had the same struggle. And I mean, I'm sure most parents and people on here can attest that they had struggle. So I didn't really know who I was inwardly. I mean, my mom did the best she could, with us, with clothing, with all those kind of things. but still there was always this who am I kind of deal. And am I okay with who I am? And coming to the realization that it's okay to be who I am. And quite frankly, I don't know if I learned that when I was in high school. I think it kind of became something that happened after high school, but it's only because I didn't take certain steps to get there. Now, you guys have parents who are really pushing you to get that now. Not saying that my parent didn't, it's just, it was all in me. So, your identity, can you say that you found it, or are you still kind of on that journey?
Mm, what I can say is like I've come a long way with knowing like who I am. Like in middle school, like everybody has those times. Like middle school, you really do not know who you are. Like in middle school, it's like really you like do some real like stupid things, and if you look back on like where you are now, like you see that you've come a long way. And with me, I feel like something I used to struggle with a lot in middle school. With I was known as the don't bother him, he a hothead. Don't bother him, he a hothead. He gonna say something back to you. Don't bother him. And like all the teachers would like know who I was. And at first I thought it was cool. Like, yeah, I'm that dude. Like, yeah, I'm the big guy. Don't bother me. But like now that you look at it, like from a bigger perspective, you don't want to be seen as that guy, because that's when you like start losing people, like important people. Like like if you go looking for a job, or you go to a new school or something, like people gonna already know who you are, and like they're gonna be talking about you, like, and you want to be known for something good and not like known for something bad. Because like I mean, yeah, from a kid's perspective with other kids, yeah, it might be cool, but like from an adult perspective, like that's like adults really don't like that. And when I changed from public school to private school, and that was like a huge drastic change for me. Like some of the stuff I did in public school, you can't really do in private school, because like most of the people that go in private school are white people. And not being racist or anything, but white people look at black people a certain way. So like some of the things that I was doing in public school, I couldn't do in private school, because they'd be like, what is he doing? Like, and then like just me being me, I would get attitude and it would get me in bad situations. So I think as I got older, I had to change basically. Like you can't do these things anymore, because like now you're getting to the real world, it's starting to be a little bit more diverse. So like you gotta change how you act. And I feel like if I didn't change from public school to private school, like, I would be in a very bad place. So basically, I had to change. Basically, the word is change.
Yeah, man. I remember you and I having a conversation about that. I don't know whether we were texting or called or talked, whatever, and you were talking about, the private school, public school, and kind of how you felt about that. And I started telling you the benefit, although it's kind of restrictive, the benefit of it in the long run would be much better for you. So, yeah, well, I thought you were a good kid, even when you were the bad DJ, the rough, tough guy. I used to be like that too, by the way. So yeah, I know that feeling, and I had to change. So that's good. All right, girls.
So with me, middle school, I didn't even get to finish out my middle school year in public school, because I found out that I really didn't like people, being around a lot of people at the time. So when I got to homeschool, I realized who I was. I found my identity. So then when my middle school year was over, I decided to go back to high school. And uh, when I got back to high school, I just kept. I feel like I wasn't myself when I was back at high school, um, and it was just, I can't really explain how I felt when I was around a lot of people. It just being there just with people. It's me and people don't mix, I feel like. And when you get around a lot of people, you want to feel like you want to change your ways, change yourself, but don't let being around a lot of people and being around like a different breed of people, don't let that change who you are. Don't let that change how you act in front of people. Be you, be how you are when you're not around people. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just that's what I'm trying to say. Don't let being around a different breed of people change who you really are. You know. But
All right. All right. Zion, I think she might be frozen. Y'all, so this is the Wi-Fi at my house. That's freezing up. So until we can get her unthawed, um, let's see. Me and people don't mix. Somebody said they felt what you just said.
I'm not frozen.
Oh, you're not frozen? Okay. Well, your picture's frozen. Talk to us.
I'm still frozen.
Yeah, you still froze.
Your picture is, but I mean, we can hear you. You can keep talking. Okay, she can't. She's
I have
frozen.
to get the question again. I'm sorry.
So we're talking
I
about
apologize.
identity, and have you kind of found that identity, or are you still on the journey for that identity? And if you're
It's
found it
choppy.
on the journey, how did that happen?
Oh wait, are you? Is that
Well,
for?
I was giving it the name, but I think
Oh, I thought you.
Oh,
you're gonna have to get unfrozen just a minute. So man, you guys are just killing it for me. I'm like so super proud. I'm just this big proud parent, spiritual parent, daddy, pastor. I mean, the way you all are answering these questions. Number one, I knew you were brilliant. Always knew that, and the world gets a chance to kind of see that brilliance as well. And so I'm super proud of that, ladies and gentlemen. If you're joining us, I'm having a conversation
Go ahead.
with some vibrant high schoolers who are right in the midst of all the things that you're in.
It a little bad.
High school, sheltered in place, and spirituality. And if you missed any of it, go back and watch this replay because it's going to bless you. We still got a little bit more to go. And then at the very end, they're going to get a chance to ask me anything. Now I'm a bit afraid of what they're going to ask, but we'll see how that goes as it goes. And so, yeah, no, her screen is black. Yeah, we can't see her. She got to put her video on. Okay, so high school is tough. Well, college is going to be tough too, by the way. Each one kind of gives its own level of difficulty. Each one has it. When you hit a tough situation, if you can share, what happened for you and with you during that time of one of the toughest situations you experienced and that you had? What was the situation, and what did you do to help get through it? I mean, just your most tough situation.
my most tough situation was
My toughest situation was when I was in middle school. Like I was like middle school when I was in my through 7th and 9th grade. Everybody knew I was not a smart guy. I was always a big guy. And like when I got to about the beginning of 8th grade through 9th grade, like I would always get called names. I would always get called like fat, all types of things. And as a guy, a dude, like if you like around a bunch of guys and girls around, no guy want to get called, fat, or you got, dad, and just like getting called mean things. And like I was crack back with them, but at the same time, like inside, I'll be like, wow, that really hurt my feelings. And like some nights I will always go home and just like look in the mirror and just like be like disgusted with myself, And like, but I would want to change, but at the same time, I didn't want to change. And then I was just like, I knew God was telling me something because I would always see workout videos, or like I will always see myself like, not a skinny guy, but like a fit guy like I am now. And it was just like basically feelings, like, feelings. Like people say that words don't mean nothing, but they like if you hearing the same constant thing over and over, like you're gonna start believing it. And like I would just like believe, like, what, I would guess I am this, fat slob or this whatever I used to get called. And I used to be like, I don't care anymore. I don't want to play football. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to school anymore. I want to stay home. I'm tired of getting picked on and stuff. And then, like some nights I would just cry, like just cry. Yeah. And like, that was like my darkest times. Like I would like just be depressed because people would just call me names, and girls wouldn't like me and stuff, and it was just like it would hurt. And I just I got tired of it one day, and I just decided to. I remember my mom I would always ask, talk to my mom about God. I was saying, Mom, how do I keep God first? Mom, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to forget about God. And she would always tell me to seek God, and you will find Him. And after that, I just started reading my Bible more, started spending more time with Him, and I wasn't even realizing it. I just started losing weight. People were, hey, you losing weight, man, and I didn't even realize it. And then when I kept God first, I just started working out, and I was obsessed with it. So basically, my biggest struggle was, like my body transformation. Words can hurt, basically.
That's
My
real.
biggest thing was like dealing with teachers. It's like when I was in public school, every year I had this one teacher that I don't know. It was I used to pray for her in class because she used to, I don't know. Like she wouldn't help me. If I asked for help, she wouldn't help me. They would separate me from the kids. I wouldn't get no help. It was a lot. So it was just like one day I got fed up with the teacher, and I had to just walk out of class. I didn't ask, can I leave? I didn't ask nothing. I just took it upon myself to walk out the classroom to get myself together, and I literally had to go to the bathroom and just pray myself back to who I am. And that it's not a good feeling getting picked out by a teacher when all you trying to do is go to school, get your education. Like the teachers that I had, most of them were there for the money. They wasn't even there to help the kids like me. It was just one teacher that will always pick me out the crowd, say slick stuff to me. Like, I'm not asking you to be here. I'm just coming to get my education. And it was very tough dealing with a teacher. And it got to the point where I had to record her to send to my mama to, say, Mama, look, I'm not getting no help. So, yeah, it was just it's hard dealing with grown people. You're young and you don't want to disrespect them because your mama told you don't respect your elders. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard trying to stand up for yourself when your mom is not there at the school to physically be there and help you. So it's very hard dealing with teachers. Very hard.
That's real.
I'm back.
It took a
It
minute.
would not work. All right.
It
Give me
took
my
a minute.
question.
Gotcha. So we're talking about a difficult moment and what you did to kind of get out of that in a real hard situation while in high school.
It wasn't really publicized. It was like more internal, like I said, previously before. It was just identity, and like I would look at other girls and was like, oh, she's so pretty, or oh, she has pretty skin, or oh, she has pretty teeth, or oh, she got pretty clothes. Like it was just always just downgrading myself, and it was just like she has this with God. I want that. Why you ain't giving me that? And you think, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, but that's what I think is fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm not fearfully and wonderfully made in my opinion. So it was just like, I want to look like that. And so whenever I would kind of ask my mom, I would be like, well, Mommy, can I get these clothes? Or can I get this hairstyle? Because I like this. And my mom would be like, Zion, that's not, you don't wear that stuff. I don't understand why you don't wear that stuff. And I was just like, well, I think, since I'm growing up, I think I should wear this. Or I think I should get this on. I think I should get this or something like that. And it was just like, my mom would be like, no, because that's not, you don't do that. That's not. And I was like, well, I need to go ahead. I need to find myself. And so like I would go in my room some days. Like I wouldn't come out one day. It was one day I had on something and this girl was like, oh my God, you are just so pretty. And I was just like, what? Okay. And so one day I went in my room and I prayed I think I prayed that whole time till it was dinner time. And I was just like, God, I really need you to help me find who I am and help me, see that I am fearfully wonderfully made and that I am gorgeous. I'm beautiful. Like, because my parents made a miracle. Because look at me now. But just but anyway, I just really had to find myself and really like, girl, people actually think that you are cute. Like, you need to take pride in that. Like, you are beautiful. That was my difficult time.
So, how important then is the opinions of other people in your life now?
You talking to all of us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, people's opinions don't matter to me no more. Like, what you feel about me is how you feel about me. I know who I am, so it doesn't really bother me anymore. Like I used to when I was like at the beginning of high school. It doesn't really bother me no more. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. Oh, well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still working on me taking criticism and people's opinions about me because, like I said, I'm still working on myself. I'm still working on myself now. So it's just like I'm learning to speak to myself like, Zion, that don't matter. Or Zion, you're pretty. Or Zion, this don't matter. This is Zion. This is the world. You need to focus on what you like and what you want to do because this is you. This is your life. That's not your life. Because you're gonna end up getting stuck in something that you ain't gonna like in two seconds later. So it's just like you have to focus on what you like and what's for you. So it's just like other opinions they may like DJ said, words do hurt. Like you have to words hurt. And especially like when you're growing up in middle school and high school, is like I wanna be like this and I wanna be like that, or I wanna lose weight, I wanna gain weight. And it's just like, you have to really take time and pray like I'm perfect and God made me the way that I am. And that's just who I am. So, yeah.
Well, yes and no. Like as you get older, like you stop like really like if somebody's like say something about you, you're like, okay, I mean, because like as you get older, you start to know like who you are, like what people say really don't matter. Because to be honest, people who talk about you, they hate on you. You didn't know that.
Exactly. Period.
But at the same time, like yes, because like I was saying earlier, like it's not about fitting in, but at the same time, you want to be like a fun, cool person to be around.
Right.
So like sometimes it's like, you don't want to do something or you don't want to go to a party or like you don't want to hang with your friends or something like that because you're like doing the right thing, working out, school, spending time with God. Like some people are gonna look at you different, and it's like you're gonna kind of be like, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have did that. So basically, it can hurt. It yes and no. Basically, yes and no.
Yeah, no, that's real, man, and I appreciate that because you all are still at that age where those opinions matter. I just kind of wanted to hear from you all your perspective with that. Now, listen, I think I said it yesterday, and it's worth saying again today. It really doesn't matter what other people think of you. It matters more what you think of you. Those that have the body problems and the body issues. DJ was very honest with it. Zion was very honest with it. Heaven didn't mention anything about having issues with body or feeling pretty. As long as you feel like you are pretty or handsome, it don't really matter. I mean, their beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So it's nothing wrong with you. It would be something wrong with the beholder. So the one who's looking has an eye problem, not the thing that they're looking at. So
Right.
You're not the issue. The one who's looking at you becomes the issue because they're looking from fractured lenses. And so they may not be able to see the beauty that you are, the brilliance that you are, the call of God that you are. And you don't have to attempt to change to be that. Because I mean, think about it. If they're looking at you through fractured lenses, that means you're trying to change into something that's fractured, which means you're going to come out looking a lot worse based upon their perspective. And so how you see yourself is so much more important than how others see you. Two things I want to talk about that I'm gonna give you a chance to ask me a question. One of those things is how important is it to hear, that you're beautiful, that you're smart from your parents? So like, does that help? Because again, you got the peer pressure at school, you got them saying whatever, you got your haters or whatever the case may be, but then your parents will come and say, you're not this, you're not that. How important is their voice with you?
It helps a
I'm going
lot.
last.
It helps a lot. Like I said, like dealing with the teachers, and that one teacher, they made me feel, I wouldn't say dumb, I don't want to use that. But yeah, she made me feel a little dumb sometimes. So when I like tell my mama, she would say you're beautiful, you're smart, you're intelligent. So that made me, my confidence with the teacher made me go up. Like I can do this without the teacher. So yeah, your parents, it helps to hear your parents' voice in certain situations.
See?
Okay. Well, in my opinion, the self-esteem issue is like, yeah, I know my mom and my daddy think I'm pretty, but like it has to start with me first. So it's like, okay, yeah, my daddy will say I'm beautiful, and it's just like, yeah, I know that, because it's just what a daddy says, and it's just what he does. And my mommy will be like, yeah, Zion, you're so pretty. And it's like, yeah, mommy, I know, because they saw that issue in me early whenever I started trying to change myself, and it was like, yeah, I understand what y'all saying, but it has to start with me first. I have to start working on myself before I have other people's confirmation. So it's just like, Zion, you have to say that you're beautiful first, because it starts with you. I mean, you can hear what other people say all your life, but as soon as you start saying it yourself, like, Zion, you're pretty, Zion, you're beautiful, Zion, you don't need this, Zion, you don't need that to look pretty. So it's just like, it starts with you. It starts with yourself and what you speak in yourself before people start saying those confirmations about you.
Well, I feel like a parent's word can be the make or break of a kid like our age. Like, when I was going through that time, like, it was my parents who really like kept me uplifted, saying, son, you're not different, you're not that, you actually look good. And at first I wouldn't really believe it, but it was really my dad who motivated me, because I saw my dad starting to do it. So even though he wasn't speaking verbally, his actions were impacting me. So basically, it doesn't always have to be words. Like, it can be actions. Like, because like kids look up to their parents. Whatever their parents do, like a kid is going to do. So basically, it can be impacting through words and actions.
All right.
I love all
I want
that.
to piggyback. Oh, sorry.
No, good.
But I can piggyback off of DJ. Like, I would always see my mama take selfies and all that and post it, like, because I always thought that my mama was a beautiful woman. Like, my mama is really pretty, so I always see her take selfies. And so with the self-esteem issue, like, I wouldn't really take pictures, or I wouldn't take like full body pictures because of how I felt about myself. So it was just like, I'll take a selfie here or there, or so like whenever I started really saying, Zion, you're pretty, you can look through my camera roll and you'll see selfies of me left and right, because I started speaking to myself like, Zion, you're pretty, and Zion, you're worth the hype, like you're worth the talk. So it was just like, yeah.
Yeah, so y'all still trying to make me cry, right? Y'all, you're pulling at it. Now I will say, Lee, you already know me. Well, of course you know me. But you know, I ain't gonna lie. If it ain't pretty, I ain't gonna lie. If it's ugly, it's ugly. So I don't lie. I'll try to figure out a way to curve it. But if it's ugly, it's ugly. So if I tell you you're pretty, you're pretty. If I tell you you're handsome, you're handsome. And that's just on period. So here's the other thing. You all brought it up a couple times. I guess I'm just gonna have to say it. If we're gonna be real, we gotta be real. You've met some teachers that just did not seem to be for you. How did you deal with a teacher who just seemed to have it out for you? And what did that do for you during that time in that classroom?
Heavy can start with this one.
Well,
I gotta sit back on this one.
Listen,
it's very, 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 very hard to try to keep your composure in the classroom with a grown person. And like it's hard to explain how you feel in that moment. For one, you gotta breathe. You gotta pray too. Just pray. So all I can tell you is just to pray. That's all I can tell you, just to pray. It's very hard dealing with teachers, and with you trying to be. I feel like when you try to be more respectful to them, it doesn't help. It makes it worse. So when I ain't gonna lie, I started giving off the same attitude she was giving me. She's very nonchalant. I can act nonchalant with you. So, and it didn't mix in the classroom. Yes, it's hard to explain how.
I was just thinking.
It's very hard to explain how you felt in that moment because it's like you on the spot. So I didn't know what to do. Like I said, I just had got to high school. I didn't know what to do. So with me being me, I used to just get up and walk out the classroom, try to go breathe and pray to God to keep my composure. But sometimes that always don't work. You have to sit. I got used to sit in the atmosphere and try to just. I didn't really deal with the teacher. I'll deal with more of the students, or I'll deal with another teacher that taught the same subject. Just so I don't have to deal with the teacher that I was dealing with, because that. Just pray in the classroom. So I can tell you, just pray. Just pray, breathe.
So you matched her energy, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
Oh, I can't hear.
Who else? Who's next? Go ahead, babe.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna call her name because that's not right. So I'll call her Apple. So with Miss Apple, it was kind of hard because like I felt, I don't know, it was just like some of her words really. I don't know. It was just weird. Like I would have braids maybe 1 week. Oh, those are pretty, and I'm like, oh, thank you. And they'd be like, next day I wear my natural hair. She's like, so your hair wasn't that long? I was like, no. And so she'll be like, well, and then I'll have maybe some box braids. She'll be like, oh, so your hair is really that long? And I'm like, but you just said my hair wasn't that long the other week. So it was just like, it was her words. And like, I'll say one problem or one incident that happened was I was dealing with my cycle. And so I asked her, could I go to the bathroom? I was like, well, Miss Apple, can I go to the bathroom? And so with her, we had an agenda that we had to have, but I didn't have mine. So I had to get one of my friends. So she was like, is this your friend agenda? And I was like, yes, ma'am. So she was like, no, you can't go. And I was like, well, I really have an emergency. I really need to go. And so she was like, no, you can't go. And so at this point, like, I'm sitting there like, but she just said I had a friend agenda. God, I know my mom and my dad told me that I need to respect my teachers, but Jesus Christ, I'm telling this lady I need to go to the bathroom, and she let me go to the bathroom. So Jesus, please just whisper in her ear, like, let me go to the bathroom. So it was like, I need to calm down. So I was like, Miss Apple, may I please go to the bathroom because I have an emergency. Because she was loud, so I didn't want to go up to her and be like, I have my cycle. I need to go. So like she wasn't really whispering, like she was loud. So I was like, I have an emergency. I need to go to the bathroom. And so she was like, so what's your emergency? I said, it's an emergency. I just need to go. And so she was like, well, you can go after we read this. And it was like a long paragraph. And I was like, listen, I can't go. I said, I can't wait after this. She was like, you can just talk to the principal after that. So I just left and I went to the bathroom. And so I guess she called the principal, and that day she kind of followed me out the door because, you know, the teachers have to guard the students when they are car riders. And so my dad picked me up that day, and he was like, the teacher was like, Mr. Brown, can you come inside? Because I have a problem with Zion. And so I know my daddy. My daddy was like, oh, you have a problem? And I was like, oh my God. Because I'm about to get my toe, I'm about to get my tail, you know, like, oh my God. So I was like, Jesus, please be with me. And so we went in the classroom, and she was like, well, I had a problem with Zion because she walked out of class. Somebody was like, walked out of class? Like, I'm not that type of person that's just disrespectful just to be disrespectful. So I had to like, what you mean just to walk out of class? And so she was like, yeah, she just walked out of class. And I was like, no, this is what happened. So I told the whole thing with my dad and with Miss Deese. With my principal sitting there. So she was like, oh, so that you didn't just, my principal was like, oh, so she just didn't walk out of class. The problem was she said that she had an emergency. She didn't want to publicize with the people, but you didn't want to let her walk out. And so she was like, well, I thought she was being, and it wasn't like, and my dad was like, well, no, it wasn't that problem. Da, 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 da. And so like, I looked, and my dad was like, Zion, what's on your pants? And I found out that, you know, my pants were messed up. And so my dad took a picture and was like, see, this is the problem. Like, she asked because she go to the bathroom and she messed up her pants. So it was like that kind of problem. Like, I really had to woosah and pray. Like Heaven said, like, I really had to pray and almost like, girl,
breathe.
I asked you to go to the bathroom, and it was like, I really had to pray and just breathe. Like Heaven said, I had to breathe because
Breathe. I'm telling you.
ooh, child.
I'll comment after. Go ahead, Dex.
Oh, well, it actually happened this school year. So I had this male teacher, and like when I first I was new to the school. Like they would tell me about this teacher that was like that nobody liked, and I wouldn't listen. You know, I would just go to class, have my headphones in, and then like the first day I was in class, sitting down like just bopping the music, and then like everybody was like DJ, and then he was like, take your headphones out, and then I took one out, so he came and snatched them out my ear, and I was like, oh, I know you just do that. So you know, I was like the other side of me came out. I was like, yo, what's your problem? Why'd you just do that? That was very disrespectful. And you know, we're just going back and forth, and I got kicked out of class that day. And then you know, time went by, and then like another time. Like this man was really rude. Like he would like tell the kids to shut up and stuff, and I was not having that. You know, Bishop Brown can relate. Like if you a man, you want to like get treated like with respect. If a man talking to you, so I just felt like he was like being rude, like treating me like a kid. I am a kid, but like, at the same time, I'm still a boy. I want to be treated with respect. So like we would always go back and forth and just like argue, like have to stop class and go outside because he wanted to do the most, and like. I don't like that. So I mean, I was wrong, but at the same time, I was sticking up for like the other people who would speak for themselves. So like how I deal with it, I just like, you know what? If he say something, just don't say anything. Just be respectful. And if you don't like it, go to him. I remember that time when Bishop Brown was talking about how kids struggle with like if a teacher says something to you in the middle of the class, how it's best to wait till the end of the class to talk to them. So that's basically the best thing I did. I just stay quiet and go to him at the end of the class.
Did it work for you?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't have that same kind of exchange you would have had if you'd have tried to talk to him in the middle of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I remember. That's so crazy. I remember that story that Zion told, and I was so angry. Now, one of the things I always tell Zion is, and I'll offer it to all of those who are watching us now, every high schooler, and my babies who's on this live, they already know this too. Here's what I tell them: you stay a child as best you can. You keep yourself in a place of respect, and when your daddy gets there, I can handle the adult part with no problem. And so they don't want to see me coming when I already know that my child has done what they needed to do. And so I don't play like that. So just as hard as I am on my daughter with being respectful, and my son, I'm just as hard on any teacher that would attempt to bully them because they may feel like they're having a bad day. Now I don't play that. So you stay respectful as best you can. You remain the child and you do what's right, and you let your parents come and let them possibly do what's wrong. I mean, we won't do what's wrong, but you let the adult do the adult, and you never have anything else to worry about from that particular place. I believe Miss Apple no longer had an issue by the time I finished having that conversation that I had, because one thing is for sure, they understood that you had somebody who was watching out for you and looking out for you. And again, kids are going to be kids. I'm not saying all y'all are innocent, because I know some of y'all. I'm talking about the three on the. I know some of y'all got your things. You just got your things. But that's understandable because you're young and you're growing and you're developing. But you're not wicked kids. You're not bad kids. You're not rude, nasty kids. Everybody has a bad day. And so when you remain in the right spot, see, then that's even true as it relates to being just Christian and Christianity. That if you stay right, no matter how wrong someone else is, God says he becomes your vindicator. So I try to do just like what God says. Now, if you're right, I'm the vindicator. Just make sure that you don't be on the side of wrong when vindication comes. You see what I mean? Now, if you caught wrong, then you're going to catch everything else that everybody else is catching. You
right,
guys,
that's even like, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Like, that's even with children and adults. Like my dad said, you can't account for what comes out of other people. You can only account for what comes out of you. So it's just like, I know that if I feed off of her energy, like if I'm like, well, if you want to let me go to the bathroom, then da 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 da, like it wouldn't have made the problem decrease like how it was, or it wouldn't have made the problem as handleable as it was. So it was just like I had to, I can't account for what comes out of other people. I can only account for what comes out of me. So it's just like, Zion, you have to remain respectful. You have to pray. You have to sit there and say, you cannot account for what comes out of other people. You can only account for what comes out of you. So it's just like, Zion, you have to be respectful. You still have to remain respectful, even though other people, are not respectful. So it's just like, yeah. You can't account.
Yeah. It's like the Caucasian teacher, it was a man, and like he was like real uptight. And I wasn't really messing with him. It was like an off day again. We had like an assembly, so our schedule was off. So we had lunch and we got back late. So he decided to fuss at me. And it's 15 other students in here, so he got on me. So I'm sitting there like, me? And he was just going on and on and on and on and on. He said, get out. He called me ignorant. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't hold it together. I did not hold it together. I couldn't. Right. So I walked out of the classroom, slammed his door, and I called my dad was more calmer than my mama. So my dad didn't answer the phone. By that time, I think he already had to call my mama. So we were trying to call each other at the same time. So she's like, when I get to that school, it's gonna be me and you. So I said, what I do? And so I tried to explain to her, like, Mama, this is what happened. My mama, she's not the type of parent that say, my child not gonna do this when I'm not around her. So she was like in the middle, like she was trying to hear both sides. And it's like real hard dealing with grown bullies, and sometimes it gets the best of you because it got the best of me. I had to go apologize to that man the next day because, Lord forgive me again.
Oh, that's big. That's big. So you went back and apologized. Mm-hmm. Have any of you all had to go back and just say, listen, I'm sorry?
Yes, plenty of time.
doing that.
Yes,
I
I,
just,
I
oh
can't,
my
I
God,
cannot,
that's,
dude, I hate doing that.
I
it
feel
can't
like
come
y'all
out my
really
mouth
need
Wrong.
for nothing.
Oh Lord.
to apologize.
Yeah, but it has to happen. Listen, you guys have been like phenomenal. I need to talk to y'all a little bit more. We might do this next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I mean, y'all just have so much to offer, and so much. And there are people who are literally listening to this, and they're getting blessed. And so we might add another person in or so. But I think we're going to do this again next week. I got the college kids coming back next week. I might as well pull you high school kids back together again because y'all have killed today. You made me cry. You made me laugh. You made me sad. You made me think, you know what? I need to just be at the high school with y'all myself because I wish they would mess with my babies. Now, I'll play that. Don't mess with my kids. Every parent in Sort of Truth already knows. Don't mess with the kids. I don't care nothing about y'all. When it comes to these kids, how they feel. I want to know about kids. You adults, I handle y'all on the back end. How the babies. Don't mess with my babies. I don't like that at all. So here's what I want to do. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to ask me anything. If you got a question, you can ask me whatever you want to ask, and I'll do my best to answer it.
I think this is a question that a lot of kids face. Like, all right, let's see how was it. Like, you want to be like, okay, all right. How can you like stay focused on God like all the time, but at the same time, like I think I asked you this before, but at the same time, like still be a kid. Like, how can you cope with spending time with God, like staying focused, but at the same time not getting distracted by like flesh and worldly things?
We throw the word focus out there a lot, and without really talking about steps of how to focus. And so we'll say to the kids, we'll say to you all, focus, focus, focus. And yeah, I mean, I hear you saying that, but how do I do that in the midst of having teachers who, in some cases may be bullies, other students who may have peer pressure and that's looking at you, schoolwork that might just seem to be completely looking like Chinese or something, and your own personal issues going on, and then it's okay, focus. So how do I focus on that? One, let me say it's not easy. This is not easy. There are adults who can't do this. So you're going to be getting a head start on many adults. The first thing I usually say is to learn how. It's almost what athletes do. And DJ, you could probably appreciate this. Well, cheerleading is a sport as well. So my cheerleaders as well. You kind of shut out everything in the world and you kind of focusing in on my play. So if he called a dive play, a 21 dive, whatever, I already know that I'm getting ready to go through that one hole. So I'm not paying attention to the defense and they're yelling. I'm not really paying attention to the crowd as they're yelling. I'm not paying attention to any of that. The only thing I'm focusing in on is I'm going to have to hit that hole at Hut. So I'm listening to my quarterback and I'm watching that hole, right? I'm listening to the quarterback and I'm watching that hole. Those are the two things I'm looking at. The quarterback, who's going to give me my cadence, and the hole that I got to go through, which becomes my destination. I get almost tunnel vision because I know I need the voice of my quarterback and I know that hole is my destination. Same thing with cheerleading. I know what I got to say in cheer. I know my next line. So I need to listen to the captain, not the girls next to me, the captain, and I need to think through what it is I'm getting ready to say. So it is the ability to block out what doesn't matter and focus in on what does matter. So if I am a ball player and I start listening to the crowd, I'm going to miss the cadence, which is going to make me miss my destination, which is going to ultimately hurt the team. So I don't want any of that to happen. So the crowd, you're in the stands, you don't matter. The other players, you're just other players, you don't matter. The only thing that matters is the voice of my quarterback, the voice of my captain, and the destination or the cheer that I'm going to have to make. And so then those are the two things that I kind of lock myself into: the voice that's needed and the destination that I'm going. All right. So if I'm talking about focus, make sure I lock in on the voice that's going to help me, whether at that point it's your teacher, whether at that point it's your parent, whether that at that point it's some, a friend who has some sense. And then I focus on the destination, being able to understand this math, being able to walk straight without having any other difficulty, being able to do this cheer. I do that, and that begins to kind of help me make it from point A to point B. That's hard to do. It's hard to do, but desire plays a strong part in that. You desire that destination. So then that means I'm deleting everything else that's going to get me, that's going to stop me from getting to that destination. So what do you do again? You listen to the primary voice. At that point, the people on the side, they ain't primary. They talking nonsense. The bullying teacher, I ain't listening to that voice. That's nonsense. I'm listening to the voice of God, or the voice of my parent, or the voice of somebody who has some sense, and my destination, getting myself out of this bad situation, getting an understanding of this particular subject, working my way towards, cars and all that. I know all of y'all are kind of there. DJ already got it. That's my focus. And so then those things, I'm able to kind of block everything out and get tunnel vision on the thing that's in front of me. I would say that's the very first thing that you do as you step towards gaining focus. The next thing is discipline. You have to do the right thing and practice the right thing over and over again until it becomes muscle memory. So practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So then I perfectly practice that first thing that I just said over and over again until it becomes automatic. And then you become the beast, because you're already good, but to horn in on that skill set and that anointing and that gifting that you have, man, when you start shutting out all that noise and focusing on the primary voice and the destination, nothing can stop you at all. I hope I answered the question. Yeah. All right. You all, one of the other ones, do y'all have a question? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a minute or 30 seconds. I want you to think about it now. I want you to have a parting thought for the people who are watching. You got more people watching than have actually clicked on. I can promise you that. So I want you to kind of give them a parting thought, something that you would want them to walk away with and walk away from, so that they can, be blessed even more from you guys as we close. So think on it for a second, and while you're thinking, I'm going to just kind of give them some stuff that's going to be happening with the church and all. So I'll give you a minute, kind of think about it. 30 seconds rather to a minute of a parting thought that you'd like to give. And some of y'all parents are watching, and so hit it for them. So those of you that are watching us, listen, we are. I done stumbled on something. I've always known that my babies were brilliant. I've always known it. You all are getting a chance to hear how brilliant they are. And so next Tuesday at 12 noon is going to be COVID, college, and Christianity. It's my college students. They're going to be coming back with me, and we're going to have another great conversation. And And then next Wednesday, I'm coming back with my high schoolers. So it'll be high schooler shelter in place and spirituality. We're coming for you. We're coming back at it again. And then I need to have a conversation with my millennials. So those of you that's a part of that example group, some of you that are older than my college students, we need to talk. So I'm going to come in that group and I'm going to find out how many of you all are going to be available. And possibly Monday at 12 noon, I'll be having a conversation with my millennials. Man, we're gonna talk about millennial ministry and mess. Oh my, it's gonna be a good one. Millennials, ministry, and mess. I can't wait. It's just gonna be really, really good. So make sure that you are tuning in to any of those particular moments, all you young people. So next Monday, it'll be millennial ministry and mess. Next Tuesday at 12, Monday at 12, millennial ministry and mess. Tuesday at 12, COVID, college, and Christianity. Wednesday at 12, high school, shelter in place, and spirituality. Man, I just cannot wait. All right, I see some of my millennials saying they're in there. Kiana said, not the mess. Absolutely. Yep, we're going to talk about the mess. Alan, Lord, I hope I can bring you in. I know you work, but maybe you can take a lunch break and add to that conversation. And so, all right, guys. This Saturday, those of you that are part of Sword of Truth, or you just love the Sword of Truth and are part of our family, go to our private page. The Sword of Truth celebrates 13 years of serving. Saturday is going down. Man, we got a lineup that's going to bless everybody that's part. So it's not just Sword of Truth. It's also for the people who love and connect with the Sword of Truth. We're starting at 7 on Saturday. Got some incredible speakers lined up. Got some incredible singers lined up. Got some incredible special guests lined up. It's going to be incredible. You don't want to miss Saturday at 7 p.m. And Sunday, Stream Strong with SOT. Man, we do the thing. So I need you to come on Sunday morning at 10:30. I'm preaching a message entitled "Got Faith?" with a big question mark. We're going to walk through that message, and I believe God's going to bless you. All right, so here we go. 30 seconds to a minute. Give these people something that's gonna that you can leave them with that'll bless them, but don't give them too much because you're coming back to hit them again next week. So let us have it.
You can go ahead.
All right. Well, what I want to leave you with is basically self-love and self-worth, like knowing who you are. And, sometimes you might struggle with self-identity or people saying things about you, and it kind of gets to you, but you got to know who you are. And at the end of the day, you got to love yourself. And you have to know, like Bishop Brown was saying, everybody else was saying, you have to know that you're beautiful. No matter who you are, no matter what you look like, no matter what nobody says, as long as you know who you are, and as long as God knows who you are, you have to know that you are one of God's children, and that you have to love yourself. And like I said, no matter what anybody says, you're beautiful, and you have to believe that. And once you believe that, people's opinion won't matter. So I want to leave you with self-love and loving yourself.
I love it, son. I love it.
Ain't nobody tell you steal my ID.
Who's next?
Well, I know it's my turn. So, okay, I just want to say, don't let the outside noise distract you, because we all have bright futures. You're beautiful, you're smart, you're intelligent. Don't let teachers, kids influence you to get out of your character, to do things that you wouldn't do. God got you. Yeah. See you guys next. What is this? Wednesday?
That's right. Next Wednesday, they better be here. Or can I say be here?
Thank you, Dexter.
Is that still cool to say? Be here or be square? Can be there or be
here?
Be there or here. That kind of corny. Okay. All right.
Just say be there or hear about it.
Be there or here. Got it. All right. Listen, I'm on it. I'm on the doggone it. They're bouncing in on what you just said. Look at that. And oh, your mama, you know
It's
she's
your girl.
her heaven on earth.
Mom.
Yes.
All right, Z, on you, baby.
Well, I would say that everybody on this live and everybody, you know, going into high school or going in middle school, you are definitely worth it. You're enough. You don't have to worry about what anybody else says. Other people's opinions don't matter. You're definitely enough, and God loves you for who you are. I love you for who you are. So yeah, and be back here Wednesday because you have nothing to do anyway. So yeah.
All right, so there you have it.
Good job.
This is the Sword of Truth. I know I'm airing it on my page. I may start airing it actually on the Sword of Truth page, but I wanted to make sure that I featured my babies on a platform that it can go as far as it needs to go. And so if you're watching this live, God bless you. If you're watching by replay, God bless you. So you already know the lineup. Saturday at 7, Sword of Truth celebrates 13. Sunday at 10:30. Man, listen, stream strong with SOT. A church redeemed is worth the stream. And then on Monday, I got my millennials ministry and mess, 12 noon. I can't wait. On Tuesday at 12 noon, my college baby's coming back. And it is COVID, college, and Christianity. And then next Wednesday at noon, I got these babies to whom I am so well pleased and proud of. High school, shelter in place, and spirituality. It's going to be big.
Y'all better tune in.
And
Y'all have nothing to do.
you see what I'm saying?
Nothing else to do.
Yeah, right.
I hope the rain is
need to do it.
next week.
So we're signing off, and we want to say God bless you. Finish out the rest of your day strong, and we love you. There's absolutely nothing that you all can do about it. See you soon.